Happy? Yeah. All right. Come on. Well, welcome back, everybody. This is another Beat the Expert with David Elstob. And if you watched the last one, you know he promised some seriously good and valuable objects. And I don't think he's going to disappoint you. So see how good you are at valuing cracking antiques. David, how many of these cups do we have?
6.
Just to prove we've got 6. There's 3 behind me. It's just that I daren't put all 6 on this stand. And there's a very good reason for that. David, what's the valuation?
Valuation is 10 to 15,000. 10
to 15,000 pounds. Grab hold of your seats. Why so much?
They're very rare. I mean, you come across single goblets all the time. To find a true set of 6 is very rare.
So they're not matched. They were made
matched.
together.
These are absolutely dead right. They've got matching crests on them.
Oh, they're gorgeous. Where were they made? This is crucial.
Again, this adds to the value. They were made in China.
There you have it.
In the 19th century.
Fantastic.
They're probably mid-19th century. I think it could be 1850, 1860.
Wow. Okay.
They're just lovely quality. They are struck with one mark, and we haven't been able to identify who the maker is.
Oh, how very interesting is that?
But they're just, I mean, you just don't come across them very often.
I find them very exciting.
They are rare, truly rare.
Yeah, they are, and they are truly wonderful quality. And that gilded interior, let me flash the gold to you. That's what it is. It's gold plating inside the silver. There's barely anywhere. So maybe they've never been used, David.
I think these were probably for an aristocratic English family. Looking at the crest.
Interesting, yeah. But the market, as you probably know if you like antiques programs, you know, for Chinese objects made in China by the Chinese at this level of quality is just on fire.
I think I've peaked too early with these.
Do you think so? We should have saved these till last, maybe so. 10 to 15,000 pounds. They've got to go home to China.
More than likely, there are American collectors of Chinese export silver, but I think they'll end up with a Chinese buyer.
I do. There's an awful lot of money in China and they're desperate to buy back really good things. And I had a Chinese buyer visit me a few years ago and he said to me, David, we want to buy back our culture, things that were made in China of great quality. And he said, David, we've got all the money in the world to do it. I was happy because I was selling him stuff on a commission. I didn't care. So I think they're going to go back to China. And I don't know, 10 to 15,000, what's your gut feeling, hammer price?
I think 10,000 is about right.
Okay, 10 grand would be absolutely bang on. I think you described them as export. Yeah. So made for Westerners in 1850 in China to a great standard. I think that's the thing that might, if anything, put a lid on a potential explosion of value. Had they been made for the Chinese home market, like the imperial household, then you could be talking hundreds of thousands. Yeah. So I think I'm with you. I'm on 10 grand. I think they're worth 10 grand all day long. What do you think? Well, it doesn't matter what you think because you're going to find out what they're going to be worth in a second. David's going to sell them. Good luck to you, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
102, a fine set of 6 Chinese export silver goblets. 19th century, very rare set, very fine 6 is very rare. A good true set, a lot of interest. Pre-sale, lots of admirers. We'll start the bidding away. It's 6,000 bid, 6,000 bid, 6,000 bid, 6,500, 7,000, 7,000 bid. So on our website it's 7,000. The bids on our website is 7,000, 7,000 bid, 7,000 bid, 7,500. 7,500 bid, 7,005 bid, at 7,005 you'll see 8,000, at 7,005 bid, come back if you like, at 7,005 bid you'll see 8,000, at 7,500 bid, 8,000's next, I've lost you online, come back if you like, at 7,005 bid then, are we all going to finish, at 7,500 then, are we all going to finish, at 7,500, all done, Sorry, I can't sell those, I'm afraid, they're not a preserve.
Well, take a look at that. So they didn't quite make the money David was expecting and hoping for, so they've gone unsold. It's just the way of auctions. You can't predict it. You can't control it. Just the way it is. On another day, they'd make their money, but they're still drop dead gorgeous. You can't beat a good bit of Chinese silver. You can't. I know. Okay, here we go. Item number 2. See how good you are at valuing antiques. See if you can beat the expert, David Elstob. Over to you, David.
Thank you. Not as valuable as the Chinese pieces, this one, but lovely nonetheless. This is what 800 to 1,200 pounds of Victorian necklace looks like.
How interesting. 8 to 1,200. It's odd, isn't it? When you introduce big number figures at like 10 to 15 grand, 8 to 1,200 just feels very cheap. It's a psychological thing, isn't it? 8 to 1,200 pounds. Tell us about it.
It's a Victorian necklace, around 1880, 1890.
English thing?
Yes, definitely English. Made up of these, what we call it's a multi-gem necklace, so we've got many different coloured stones on there. And it's that period where the jewellery design was starting to move away from the heaviness of Victoriana.
That kind of high Victoriana
You were
stuff.
looking at more light, simplistic designs.
Okay.
And these, we've got aquamarines and things in there, so a lot of pastel colours which were then starting to come in that later Victorian period.
Yeah.
Aquamarines were very popular, late Victorian jewellery. So very pretty. Melanie, our jewellery expert, again found this during a valuation day. It was purchased from a very well-known jewellers locally for a lot of money.
Yeah, well, and this jewellery company, Ogden's, you don't mind us mentioning the name, I'm sure they won't mind, do sell very, very good antique jewellery. So the owner bought it from Ogden some years ago. Yeah, good product. So if they sold it, it means it's good. And so that kind of helps you when you're selling it on again. You don't think there's any connection here to suffragettes with those colours? Am I wrong? Because I think if you know anything about the suffragettes, you know, fascinating period in time, late 19th, early 20th century. Give women the vote, think about that. G, give. Women, W. The vote, V. So green for give, white for women, and violet for vote. It's a symbolism. You've definitely got greens, whites, and violets in there. It's a nod.
Amethysts with suffragette jewellery, though.
I think about the time. Think about the time. It was quite dangerous to make, not dangerous, but wasn't maybe socially acceptable too much to make political statements. I would like to think that's a nod towards the suffragettes, and it fits in within that time. I might be wrong, maybe I'm a bit of an old romantic, and I've just been writing about the suffragettes actually in my upcoming book, A Bash with the British Empire, and it's a fascinating, more interesting than you can ever imagine.
Anything suffragette in its own right is highly collectible.
I love that period, and I admire those women greatly. I would like to think it does, but I think it's a case of let the market decide.
Yes, I think. Again, as I said before, Mel's usually absolutely spot on with her estimates.
She's very good with the jewellery, isn't she?
Superb with her estimates.
I don't know how you get her for the money, you know that. I don't. Mel, you need to seriously ask for more money. Okay, really good thing. Okay, 8 to 1,200.
Yeah.
What's your gut feeling?
1,000 to 1,200.
Okay, I think if someone else or a few other people think it's got a suffragette leaning, like I maybe do, I think it could break that. I'm going to stick my head on the block and say 1,500. Okay, but more importantly, what about you? Let us know if you beat us. See if you get closer to the hammer price. Let's watch it sell. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Auction days at Elstob and Elstob are incredibly busy. They sell a lot of antiques. So as you can see, David Elstob is on a tea break. And this is the lovely Mel.
I fell in love with this. I think it's a lovely, lovely thing. Bids with me, with interest, at £550 now. It's £550 bid with me. £550 bid with me. 600 the sale route. 650 white label. 700 it's climbing. £700 bid. £700 bid now. It's £700 bid, 750 with me. 800 sale route. £800 bid on the sale room. Gorgeous thing, this, don't miss out. 900 still climbing. £900 bid, 950, 1,000. Beautiful thing, the colours are amazing. £1,100 bid now, do I see 12? £1,100 bid, £1,200 now. On the sale room, £1,200. Bring it up to 13 for me. £1,200 bid, do I see 13 anywhere? Lovely thing, don't miss out. £1,200 bid with Jason, do I see 13 anywhere? £1,200 bid, give it one more if you can. £1,200 bid, do I see 13 from anyone? We all done a finish at £1,200, selling at £1,200.
Oh, nice one. £1,200 top end estimate. Admittedly, I over-egged it a little bit with my estimate. David was about bang on. What about you? Gosh, if you like a bit of early silver, feast your eyes. Check that out.
Lovely clear hallmark on it.
Oh, never mind hallmarks. Let's talk about money first of all. This is about money. This is a guessing money game. What's the estimate?
5,000 to 7,000.
£5,000 to £7,000 for a silver goblet. You're asking yourself, why is that worth £5,000 to £7,000? David is going to explain.
Very early, first and foremost, 17th century. It's only struck with the maker's mark, so we don't have the usual set of hallmarks we would see. You know, we don't have the town mark, the line passant, the date letter, just the maker's mark.
Right, but you're confident it's 17th century?
We've managed to attribute the mark to a London silversmith called Thomas Cooper.
Wow.
So we are confident that it is 17th century.
When was he producing roughly?
Well, we don't know too much. I think first half of the 17th century, let's say.
First half, so it could be pre-English Civil War or around that time. Oh my goodness me. I mean, if you love history like we do, which is one of the reasons why we're in this business, because that's a direct connection to history, to people long gone, our ancestors and your ancestors. And if that was being held and drunk from during the period of the Civil War, English Civil War, that blows my mind. And if you're watching in America, imagine what America was like in the 1600s. You know, Puritan, really, like we were during the Civil War. Anyway, I digress. That is...
It's got that lovely feel to it you get with period silver, that lovely lightness and deftness. And you don't often hear people say it about silver, you get a lovely patina on old silver.
You do.
A bit like doing old furniture, you do get a patina on it, and it has that in abundance. It's struck twice with the maker's mark TC. It's just very simple, but something about it just has that feel to it, which is hard to explain. It's lovely.
I know, I get it completely, but take a look at that design. Don't you think that, one, I do think it is a bit Puritan, because there's no decoration there. There's no flouncing, it's very plain and simple. But don't you think it looks modern? I mean, we know it's not, but it has that modern feel to it.
I mean, it's almost like a bit of Omar Ramsden kind of arts and crafts silver. That's very simple, and that's where they took their inspiration.
They did. They did. They were looking back at old craftsmen, women, and methods of producing. That is so basic and simple, it's drop dead gorgeous. That, if it was all decorated, then it wouldn't be nearly as interesting.
I can't put it down.
No, I get it. I get it. I really do.
To fondle it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It is just so tactile. And it's brilliant that it wasn't or hadn't been sent back to the workshops in the 19th century when it was fashionable to send them back and have them improved with modern decorations. Could have done, couldn't it?
Chasing, yeah.
So that is gorgeous. Estimate again?
5,000 to 7,000.
Wow, 5,000 to 7,000. How are you feeling about that? This is your last chance to perform if you've done really badly. Okay, let's put our heads on the block. What are you going with?
This is going to be an interesting one because it does have a reserve price on it, this piece.
Okay, is it private?
It is. It is reserved, and I think if it sells, I think it's going to be around the 5,000 mark.
Interesting. Okay, so there's a possibility this won't sell because it is very specialist.
It's very specialist. I think it's worth that.
I do.
But I think you are quite a small collecting area for something like this.
Okay, so you're saying if it sells, there's a possibility it won't sell because this is what happens in auctions. Do you want to explain about the reserve system?
As an auctioneer, some auctioneers seem to run away from reserve prices. I don't mind them because then it's cut and dry. We all know where we are. So reserve price is the minimum amount that you will let the auctioneers sell something for.
So that's something that you agree with the
In
owner.
advance.
Yeah.
It's kept private, it's kept confidential, buyers
Yeah.
don't know. A reserve price can be fixed, or you can give an auctioneer discretion.
Yeah.
So this piece is reserved.
So this is being sold by a collector who really wants to protect it, and if it doesn't make a certain amount of money, they're happy just to take it home.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of testing the market. How interesting. Okay, you think if it sells, it's going to be five-ish?
I do.
Five grandish. Okay, I think I'm with you, but I need to really not be with you because I'm going to introduce a bit of competition here. I'm going to say, as much as I like it and I love it, and if I had the money, I'd have it, I don't think it's going to sell.
Yeah.
How's that? Okay, there you go. I don't think it's going to make £5,000. I think it should do, but I think it's a tough market out there. What about you? Prove us both wrong. See if you're better than us. We get paid to do this kind of thing. We should be bang on. Over to you. Good luck, and good luck to you.
Thank you, I may need it.
A 17th century silver communion cup attributed to Thomas Cooper. Extremely thin, rare thing, London mark. So it's only struck twice with a maker's mark. It was a London maker. Lovely early piece of silver, fabulous feel to it. I'll start you with 5,000 bid, the communion cup. 5,000 and bid. £5,000 and bid. 5,000 bid, I'll take 5,500 for it. At 5,000 bid. £5,000 and bid, I'll take 5,005 next. At 5,000 bid, 5,000, 5 bid, 5,500, 6,000 bid, 6,000 bid. At 6,000 bid, I'll take 6,005. At 6,000 bid, I'll take 6,005 next. At 6,000 bid, any interest at 6,005. At 6,000 bid, 6,005 I'll take. At 6,000 bid, then we all done and finished. Fair warning then, at £6,000, all done.
Well, there you have it. Bid to £6,000. What a gorgeous thing. What a piece of history. And what a thing to end on. Nice one.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers to you. Thanks, everybody, for watching. David will be back with some fascinating objects, almost as interesting as what we've just seen.
I'll do my best.
You always do. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you did well. Do let us know how you did. I'm David Harper. We'll see you soon. Cheerio.
I'm David Elstob. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.